Hello, welcome to Arrival Graphics. Today we will be teaching you how to design a modern church flyer in Photoshop. So these are the elements that I'm going to use for my design. So I'll start by setting up my page, and to do that I'll click on File, then click on New, then select A4 document. Those of you who are using Adobe Photoshop CC20, your interface might be different from that of mine. Mine is Adobe Photoshop CC 2018. So if you are using 2020, the way you set up a page will be different from that of mine. So all you need to do is to look for A4 document. When you go to print, then you look for A4 document, then you use it for your design. So that is how we go about it. So I'll use this picture, then set it for my background. So here I'll click on Ctrl U to set for black and white. So anytime you want to set a picture to black and white, all you need to do is to press on the Ctrl key and the U, then you set it to black and white. So here I'm setting the lightness. I'm done setting the saturation, so I'm setting the lightness to black white. So that is how we set a picture to black and white. So after that, I'll click on the OK. So here I'll rasterize. My layer has been already rasterized. If your layer is not rasterized, make sure you rasterize it before you make editing on it. If not, it won't work out. So here, after you are done rasterizing your layer, if you want to rasterize it, just right click on it, then select rasterize layer, and that will be all. So here I'll use the brush tool to brush the edges of this image. So I'll brush the edges so that it will blend with my background. So I'm brushing it. So make sure you set your brush to normal, and also the size, don't make it too big, and the color to make sure you change it to white so that it will blend with the white background. So that is how we go about it. So the next thing that I'll do is to use my shape tool. So I'll use the shape tool to draw a rectangular shape, then set it to blue color. So I'll change it to blue. I'll change the color to blue. Then after that, I'll change it opacity. So the opacity is 100. So here, when I set it to 100, I was not seeing the picture well. So I'll change the opacity to, let me see if 60 is okay. I think 60 is good. So yeah, what I'll add to my background is look for some white background and blend it with the blue one. So I'll go to my backgrounds, where my backgrounds are, then look for one specific background. So I'm going to look for it. Where is it? Okay, here is it. Correct. So I will carry it onto my workspace. After that, I will blend it with a white background. Here it is now loading. So I'll off the blue background before I'll blend the white one. So I'll turn off the blue background, and to do that, you will see there is an eye sign over there. So just click on it to off it. Any layer at all that you want to off, all you need to do is to click on that eye key over there, then it will be off. So I will enlarge this background over here. So I will enlarge it. Good. After that, I'll click on this, then click on multiply. So when you click on multiply, you can see it has blended with it. After that, you turn on the blue background or the blue layer. done setting the background. So what I'll be doing next is to create another layer. So I'll create another layer. So I'll click on this. So when you come to the bottom, then you click on that to create another layer. After that, I'll use the second layer. I'll use my eraser tool to I'm not done. I'm going to use the eraser tool to set a white background on it. So I'm going to use the eraser tool to set a white background. I don't want my my background to be too blue. So yeah, make sure your eraser tool color is white. I keep saying eraser, please brush tool rather. So I always use the eraser tool, so I keep on saying it. So I'll use the brush tool, then change the opacity. So I'll change it opacity. So this is how is it. Okay, so yeah, my background is showing me, so I will lock it. I'll lock the white background. So after that, I'll change the opacity. Is too white, so I'll change it opacity. So I think 50 is okay. I think 50 is good. Okay, let me try 70. 70 is cool. 70 is cool. Very good. So what is left next? What I'll be doing next? Okay, let me move it upwards. Okay, so I'll click on the layer tool, then change it opacity. Okay, it seems the picture behind the blue background, the black and white picture cannot be viewed well. Okay, I think it's okay. So I'll carry this layer, so I'll use this, so I'll enlarge it, then bring my images. So I'll enlarge this background here, so I'll enlarge it. So I'm going to use this element for my design, so I'll enlarge it, then bring my images behind it. So I'll put my images behind it. So I'm done. So what I'm going to do is to import all my images. So I'll use this, but make sure all your images background is being removed. So yeah, I have removed all the images for this background. I've removed it already, and I have already shown you how to go about it. In Photoshop, you can also remove a background of a picture, but that one is quite complicated. You can use the rectangular marking tool, or the lasso tool, or the pen tool, but that one will take you more time to do that. But I've already introduced you to how you can remove the background of an image. If you haven't watched the video for that, please do so. So this is just by the way. So I'm done. Okay, let me enlarge it. Very good. So that is how it is. So here I'm done with this part. So what is left next? Okay, so I think right now this is what I will do. Okay, let me put the image behind this element. Okay, so I will enlarge it again, and the element is too small, so I will enlarge it again. I will enlarge it, and to do that, if you are using CS6 extended or CS6 or CC 2018, if you are enlarging an image, you hold on the shift key, then you drag to enlarge it. So here what I'll be doing next is to change the brightness of these pictures. So I'll set for 8 brightness. So to do that, you click on the picture, then you click on filter, then you select camera raw filter. So after that, you see this interface over there. So here I'm going to set for 8 temperature. We set for the temperature, the clarity, and the contrast, and also the texture. So here I'm setting for the texture, then the clarity. After that, I'll set for the saturation. So any one at all that you want to set, you just set for it. So here you could see there has been some changes for this picture, and its appearance has been changed. So I'm going to apply the same to the other one. So I'll go to filter, then select camera raw, then set for the temperature, the saturation, the clarity, and the texture. So yeah, it depends on the quality of the picture that you are working on. So you can't give a specific number for a picture on its saturation or its texture. So you have to check the quality of the picture before you set for its properties. So anyone, so if you set for the properties and the appearance is not all that okay for you, you just set for it again. So that is how we go about it. So I'm done setting for the brightness of these pictures. So the next thing that I'll work on is so I'll go and carry this background and drop it here. So I'll put it at the bottom of the flyer. So I will enlarge it. So I want the surface to be like this. So I will not turn it. So I'll just leave it like this. After that, I'll reduce the size. Okay, let me rotate it small, then increase the size. So I'll rotate it again. So this is how I want it to be. So I'll put it below these pictures. So I'll zoom in my work, then bring my layer downwards. So I'll rotate it again, then bring it downwards. So I'm done with this part. the next thing that I will do is to create a rectangular shape. So I will use the shape tool to draw a rectangular shape. So I'm going to draw a rectangular shape. So let me reduce my brightness. So I'm done with this part. So the next thing that I'll do is to draw the rectangular shape. So you can zoom in or zoom out your work. So that is how it is. So I'm going to draw the rectangle. So here what I'll be doing is to change the color. So I'll change the color for this layer. So I'll take the color from the background, then use it for the rectangular shape. So after I'm done doing that, I'll set for the stroke for this layer. So before I set for the stroke, I'll like to send the layer backwards. So I want it to fall below the block layer. So to do that, you hold on the control key, then the bracket open. So you keep on pressing the bracket open sign whilst you press on the control key. So I'm done sending my layer backwards. So I will enlarge it, then duplicate my layer. So I will enlarge the duplicated layer, and to duplicate your layer, you press on Ctrl J. Here you can't see it since the colors are the same, so you can't see it, and beside the bigger one is also falling on the smaller one, so you can't see it properly. So here I'll only set for the stroke for the bigger one. So to set for the stroke, make sure you click on the white background with the red slash in it to get rid of the inner layer. After that, you set for the stroke. So here I'm setting for the stroke size. So the stroke is the one behind the white layer with a red slash in it. So that is the stroke. So I'm done set for the stroke. So I'll change the color of the stroke, then set for the size again. So here, this is the merge tool. So this merge tool that you are seeing over here, it has locked all the other edges. So the moment you try to merge one side, it will affect the other side as well. So if you want to merge only one side, all you need to do is to click on the merge tool. Make sure the merge tool is not selected. So here, when I try to merge the one side of the corner, it was only affected, the other side weren't affected. So that is how we go about it. So anytime you want to curve or curve only one edge of a layer, make sure you don't select the merge tool. If the merge tool is being selected, make sure you click on it to unselect it, so that when you try to curve the other edges, it won't affect it. So that is how it goes. So here I'll click on the merge tool, then curve the other edges. So here you can see my merge tool is not selected. When you select it, you can see that it is being highlighted. So make sure it is not being selected. So here I'm done curving the edges. So what I'll be doing is to I'll highlight these two tests. So to highlight them, you hold on the shift key, then you select the two edges. After that, you minimize the size. So here, if you don't care, you might struggle with it. So anytime you are doing that, make sure you take your time, then you hold on the shift key, then you select the layers. Here some of you might find it difficult to do it. That is why I'm taking my time to take you through. So here all you need to do is to take your time, hold on the shift key, then select the other layer. After that, you press on Ctrl J. You can also group it by pressing on Ctrl G. After that, you duplicate it. So to duplicate a layer, you know how to go about it by pressing on Ctrl J. So after you are done selecting your layers, then you press on Ctrl J to duplicate them. So that is how it goes. So here what I'll be doing next is to carry all my pictures, then clip it into each of the rectangular shape that I just drew. So I'm going to carry the singers, so I'll clip the singers into the rectangular shapes. So I'm taking them, so I'm taking these singers, so at this point I will send this picture above the white layer, and I'll do that by clicking on the Control key and the bracket close sign. So I'll send this picture above the white layer, and it is being done by clicking on the Control key and the bracket close sign. You keep on pressing it until it is being moved on the top of the layer that you want to clip your picture into it. So here at this point I'll click on the layer. So I want to see the layer. So the layer is rectangular, rectangle 2 copy 3. So I'll make sure my picture falls on the top of the rectangle 2 copy 3. If not, when I clip my picture into it, it won't work out. If you haven't watched the video on how to clip a picture into a frame, please, there is a link in my description. Kindly click on that link and watch the video on how to clip a picture into a rectangular frame. So here I'm going to clip this picture. So I'll right click on the picture, then click on create a clipping mask, and it will clip into the rectangular frame. So my picture has now been inserted into the white frame. So that is how it is being done. So I'm going to apply the same to the other ones. So I will apply the same to them. So I'll send my picture here, then reduce the size just like how I did the first one. So I'll follow the same procedure, then clip this picture into the rectangular frame. So here I'm going to clip my picture into the frame. So I'll make sure my picture falls on the top of rectangle 2. And so that is how it is. So after you are done doing that, then you right click on the picture, then create a clipping mask. So as I said, if you haven't watched a video on how to clip a picture into a frame, kindly check my description. There is a video on how to clip a picture into a rectangular frame. So that is that. So I'll do the same to this picture as well. So I'll right click on it, but before that I'll look for the rectangle copy 1. So if you want to look for the name of the rectangular shape that you want to clip your picture into it, all you need to do is to click on that rectangular shape, and the name will be indicated or highlighted at where your layers are. So after you are done, you just carry your picture, then move it on the top of that layer. So here is rectangle copy 1, so I'll move it on the top of it. After that, I'll right click on it, then okay, the name is rectangle copy 2, and so I'll right click on it, then create a clipping mask. Okay, it seems I have inserted into the wrong rectangular frame, so that is that. So I'll reduce the size, I'll minimize the size more. So I am done with the first part. So what is left next? I think I'm done with the most difficult part, so the rest are just easy. So I'll just carry my logo, then put it at the corner there. So I'll reduce the size, then put it at the corner. So I'll just type my text. So I'll type the name of the church, but before that I'll create another shape here where I will input my date and the venue on it. So I'll duplicate this layer, then type my dates and my venue. So here I'll go to properties, then set it to black color. After that, I'll duplicate my layer by pressing on Ctrl J. So the first layer was white, and the second one was black. So I'll rasterize the white layer, then use the rectangular marking tool to cut it. So I'll use the rectangular marking tool to cut part of my white layer. So I'm done doing that. So what is left next? Okay, at this point I'll type my date, but before that let me reduce the size. Okay, let me reduce it. It's too long. Okay. So at this point I'm going to type my dates. So I will type the date. I'll type date, then input the month and the year. So I'll change the color for my date. So here I'll type the year, but before that I'll type the month. So 5th February 2023. So that is the actual date the event will actually take place. So I'll type the year 2023. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So here I'll carry this light, then blend it with my work. So I'll rasterize it. After that, I'll go to where the normal is, then select lightning. So I'll put it on the top of this element, then send it backwards. And I have already told you that to send a layer backwards, you hold on the control key, then you press on the bracket open sign to send a layer backwards. So I will enlarge it, then send my layer backwards. Okay, so that is how it goes. So I'll rotate it small because I want the rays to face the other side. So from this point, this is what I will do. So I'll click on my shape tool, then draw some shapes for my time and location. So these features, you will not see them in Adobe Photoshop CC 2020. You will not see these features over there. So if you are a CS6 extended user or CC 2018 user, you will see these features. If you are not seeing them, don't worry, go to Google, then search for these features. Just search for location icon, time icon. You will see them over there, so you don't need to worry much. So this is the location icon. So I'll just draw the location icon. After that, I'll type the names. So left with the contact icon. So I'm looking for contact icon. Where is it? Okay, so as I said, if you are not seeing these features over here, don't worry much. Just go to Google, then search for each of the icons. So this is the telephone icon. So to draw it, you hold on the shift key, then you draw it. So I'll change the color for each. Okay, I'll maintain the white color. So I'll just type the time, the location, and also the telephone numbers. Okay, I'm done doing my design. So this is how we design a church flyer. So right now I'm going to show you how to save your work. Some of you were asking me how to save a work in Photoshop. So here we have many options here. So if you click on the Control S, we have many options here. we have the PSD, we have the JPEG, we have the TIFF. So we save a work in PSD only if you want to make editing. So in the course of your editing and something just happened that you were able to finish your work, you can pause wherever you reach, then save it in PSD. Anytime that you want to continue from where you reach, you just open it, then continue from where you reach. So that is how the PSD works. And mind you, the PSD cannot be viewed on phone. If you save your work in PSD, you can't view it on phone because you haven't installed Photoshop software. And mind you, Photoshop doesn't support phone, it's for only PC. So if you save a work in PSD and you send it on your phone, you can't view it unless you save it in JPEG format. And in JPEG format we have two types, so make sure you select the first one, then choose the background color. So that is how it goes. And you can also save your work in TIFF. So if you save your work in TIFF, make sure you select the JPEG as well. So that is how we save a work in Photoshop. So here I save my work in JPEG. So when I open it, this is how it appears. It won't open in the form of PSD. So that is how we save work in Photoshop. So please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do well to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.